All right, we are back with the Eric and Tony show. I'm the Tony portion of that. This is episode 43 with the Quemada brothers.
So,
Jimmy and Jordan.
Yeah.
How you doing?
Eric and Tony, party on, excellent.
Yeah, party on. Party on. Like,
there's like so many people that don't even get that reference.
We're not weirdy.
You know what I mean? Like we're so
guess.
old now. Like anytime we reference anything, it's like, you know, like, oh, I never saw that movie.
You can't date young chicks. You got to fucking like bring them up to speed if you want to make a reference on something like that. Where it's like, you just do like a reference like that. Then you're like, what is that? Like, oh,
you know what's crazy? I was at
what are you trying to hypnotize me?
I was at a bar. I was at a bar like quoting movies, and they thought I was just talking nonsense. I thought I had like Tourette's or something, or if I was like,
Jordan,
like, wow, Jimmy's, this guy's kind of special, you know?
Yeah. Like, we got to go back to the future.
Or they're just like, or if I'm throwing jokes, they thinking I came up with it, you know?
Right.
And I'm just like, it's funny.
They he invented that one.
Yeah, they're like, wow. They're like, you're real funny, and I was like, wow. I saw that movie when I was like 5.
That joke is iconic.
Yeah, right. That's
dude, it's funny because even like Tommy Boy, like there's a whole that movie like did not transition to the next generation. Like it's just kind of lost in the ether.
Yeah, man.
It's fucking
the meme
sad.
did of it. It's like there's like the meme of like if I like make enough money, I can one day live in a van down by a river.
Yeah,
it's like,
that's just Chris Farley though. That's not like Tommy Boy.
Well, what's saving those movies is the memes.
Yeah,
like I had a kid in my chair one time, and we were watching American Psycho.
Electric chair. He's an executioner.
Yeah, you guys are. I guess give a little backstory on what you guys do and.
Well, we were kind of getting this before the podcast, right? So
yeah,
I'll set you up. So we've known each other for like over
a decade,
12 years.
Yeah.
We watched going on 2 decades.
We watched each other grow up.
This well-groomed hair.
Both the man with the tall hair.
Two-man job, right? You know?
Yeah, every time they introduced him, they's known a man with the hair. So I'm like,
makes me paranoid about going bald.
Cool,
the guy with the greatest hair on the show. I'm like, oh, please don't say that because if I don't have the hair, I'm just like, you should have seen this guy's hair. That was his bald fucking like hollowed out shell of him. Welcome to the stage, Tony Klein.
Fast forward 20 years, you're like, got a thin comb over, like.
Still got it, right? It's like you get a good look at a butcher's ass, huh?
Yeah, Tommy Boy.
Tommy Boy reference.
Watch it.
Yeah. So
classic.
We've been fucking trying to get you guys to be on this podcast for a minute. Also, I've been trying to get you guys to do stand-up for a long time.
You got us one time.
You got us one time. Yeah. One time. Yeah.
Well, we actually like
where did you guys do it at?
The Pikey.
The Pikey.
Oh, really?
This was like before
COVID. Not
COVID.
existent still.
Before
now
COVID.
It's dead, man.
R.I.P. the Pikey.
Yeah.
Now they're serving up dead cats over there.
Yeah,
man.
Remember the pictures in the wall over there?
There was 2 sets. There was like the weird fucking like Indian sheiks or whatever.
Yeah.
And then they switched to those weird fucking gnomes.
And that's
that
cartoon where it ends like super sad and drastically where they turn into trees.
Yeah. In LA, we call that Nickelodeon chic.
Yeah. Did you guys watch that
Which
Nickelodeon documentary that came out?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. We kind of heard like throughout forever, like
we could go
stuff
on
like when YouTube first started.
Yeah.
Just little stuff like that, and like, oh, is it real or not, or no? And then all of a sudden, now, just like, oh, do I want to watch?
We kind of we kind of been like reading about that stuff since like 2009, before like there was a YouTube.
Yeah.
And like I guess all the conspiracy theorists were putting it all together, like back when like Google started.
Yeah.
And I used to talk about this with my friends. It all started like in barber college.
Yeah.
I used to have this one kid who used to talk about all that stuff, and I used to think he was crazy until like Google came out. Then I started looking it up, and then YouTube was born after, and then that was like Jordan's era.
Yeah.
Then he got into it, and we started telling like cousins, friends, and they thought we were fucking crazy. And now like fast forward to 2020, people thought like all this shit was just conspiracy theories.
Yeah.
And then now we're here. Now you got like the Diddy shit coming out, Epstein and all that. Yeah.
What's one of the conspiracy theories, one of the craziest ones that you think might be true?
The Loch Ness Monster.
Yeah.
It's a conspiracy that's still living till today.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, I was that weird kid in school, like before Google. I go to the library, get books on aliens, Bigfoot, and all that.
Yeah, I see that too.
It was all about the X-Files and sightings, encounters, the hidden truth, paranormal shit.
Yeah.
I think you guys are also paranormal hunters for a bit too.
Yeah. We went through a phase. Yeah. We
did some spots here that at the time, whoever was working there let us in, but they're like, oh, you can't post or do anything with it. But now they don't work there anymore. So I'm kind of thinking like, should we start pushing it out?
Absolutely.
Did you ever see anything?
I mean, we got slamming door, which was crazy. So
where?
at Doheny Mansion, the manor.
Okay.
Did I say that right? There was like weird because I started asking like, is there like workers like or like gardeners down there fixing stuff or
No one's worked here in years.
they're like nobody's here but us, and it was like a small group of us that were allowed to go, and all of a sudden like we had so much equipment at the time where we're just like, here, you want to hold something? You guys want to hold something? Yeah. And then already it's going, and usually that doesn't happen for like a while, or unless you get towards an outlet and then it starts, but then we're like by a fountain, and we don't realize when you're talking to a group, you could be talking to the majority of the group, whoever, unseen or seen. So like, oh yeah, Jimmy and Jordan here, you guys. They're paranormal investigator. They brought stuff. Everyone say hi to Jimmy and Jordan. And then all of a sudden a door snaps. Boom. And then one guy screams, and grabs his like friend or whatever.
Jordan.
You don't catch that when you there till you start reviewing.
You kind of have to be there. You kind of have to be there.
Because at first everything's happening so fast, and they're like, "Move! You guys we gotta keep moving because we only have a limited time and stuff too."
Because some stuff is unexplainable, and then some stuff it's like you got to kind of debunk.
You have to be a skeptic.
Yeah, you got to have skeptics in there because once
you get the fucking vibe though. You feel
you're your
like
own ghost meter.
Back of your neck, like the fucking pit of your stomach.
I think when we started doing that, like I noticed that I got more sensitive to energies. Yeah, like
even people, then, energy vampires,
energy vampires out here. Like I could get like drained by someone, just like tired. He does too now.
Like I'll have people who just like always want to ask me for something, and if I tell them no, I'm just like, no, I gotta go. And then they're like, well, can I touch your hair real quick? And I was like, dude, seriously? At first you're like, okay, but then after they like touch or something, then I go and I smack my head on the trunk, like out of nowhere. I'm just like, that's it. Like, I get it now,
Some things are.
They're just like, why? Like, why do you have to like?
Things happen. Yeah.
We're all electromagnetic, anyways.
Yeah. I always say like, if you're gonna live out here in Hollywood, you need to be mentally strong because a lot of shit that comes with it. Like if you could mentally survive out here, you could survive anywhere. Yeah.
I agree with that.
Did you guys see that video of like two friends, like one's holding the other battery and the other one's touching, and they start the car that way? I don't know if that's true or not, but that kind of tripped me out because I was thinking of the energy vampire and what energy is able to, we pass it to each other. If it's bad, negative.
Well, if you have like a negative charged person, they're going to absorb your shit.
So you need the negative and the positive person to start the car. And start the whip.
It kind of runs off people.
It's one sad ass person, one happy ass person. You're like, all right, together we can start this car.
Switch out this friend that bogging us down.
Use our powers,
It's been pretty crazy. And it was weird is that we've been getting kind of the itch to go out and do that again and kind of document it since now we got a better camera.
You gotta do that fucking place I sent you on Instagram.
Yeah, the Glendale one or something.
Yeah, that looks creepy as fuck.
So I wonder when stuff does pop out like that, then the crowd starts going. So you do get people, which is kind of cool and whatever at the same time. Because sometimes when you're there and then people start to show up or something. It's like, you know how popular Vasquez Rock is? You know Vasquez Rock?
No.
It's where they filmed everything. It was
more like Vasquez crap hole. I had a quote by Aldo.
So
on that
everything is filmed there that we like. Star Trek, Flintstones, Jay and Silent Bob Strike
Legend
Back.
shit.
Okay.
Everything like that rock is there. They'll put, and it's just a popular spot just because the way the rock looks, the way the sun goes down. And when you go, people are always doing photo shoots there, like weddings or doing like a little music video thing, or maybe it's blocked off because they're filming something else there.
Huh.
Should check out
all the Western cowboy movies are filmed there too.
Yeah.
So I was gonna say you could check out the Paranormal Mansion. We stayed there.
Oh, that's cool. See, there you go.
Wow.
That's how it starts.
That's how it starts.
That's how it begins.
Remember how you say like it's hard to find friends in your 30s, like if we were Stranger Things. That's kind of like what you do with your friends. You just like, dude, you want to go like investigate?
We stopped like partying, like going nightclubs, and all of a sudden we're like with our girlfriends or friends or whatever, and we're going. It's the Goonies, right? We're looking for the lost treasure map of One-Eyed Jack, right?
Yeah. One-Eyed Willie.
One-Eyed Willie, yeah.
It's funny. We had our last podcast. We were talking about like once you become an adult, you kind of don't realize you're an adult, and then you're like, oh shit, like I can do whatever I want. Really,
you can have night vision goggles now.
Yeah,
shit,
exactly.
Like even better, we got them when we're 40.
Right.
I'm not gonna lie, I fucking for my birthday, I got a fucking 1984 Ghostbusters wand because I was born in 84.
Yeah,
so it
yeah.
kind of represented like,
Slowly the
I said like
packs are building.
every man should have a proton pack. I'm just throwing it out there. Man.
It's
Yeah,
cool
fucking
because like
awesome.
you get like this
Yeah.
little embarrassment like when you show someone, but then when they put it on, like, dude, this feels
You
so.
see,
They
like,
just get
their
so
depression
pumped.
or anxiety goes
like
away.
a real,
Yeah.
Well, yeah, like you can even get like the Spirit Halloween ones or like
They
the
make them
ones at the
legit
Halloween
now.
store.
Yeah.
And then we have a cousin who's really good at, he loves soldering and putting stuff together, and he loves Ghostbusters too, ironically. And he's like, oh, I'm gonna put a military pack, attach it to it, make it look more beefy. I'm gonna take your speakers out, and I'm gonna add louder speakers, and I'll make this pulse and this
Yeah.
in charge.
No
Like, so
shit.
it comes a little project like
yeah.
It's fun. And then ever since he started doing that, when I turned 40, I started going on YouTube and I started seeing like all these like grown
oh,
men,
people
like
making
dads,
legit ones,
like in
crazy.
their garage, just building fucking badass ones, dude.
Yeah.
Like
Shit.
with a fucking slime blower on everything.
Yeah.
Big
We gotta
old
get that,
sound
yeah.
that
effects. I
Tony
was
Klein
Yeah,
I was
proton
like,
pack
dude,
now.
yeah,
You
this
this
get
makes
that
me want to
light
get a
bulb clicks
garage and just
Yeah.
build proton packs all day.
here in my
Yeah.
garage. You know?
Finally
Yeah.
got my little workshop back to being set up.
Oh,
and stuff,
cool.
so
Dope.
give me a fucking project. Start tinkering around.
Yeah.
It's
Say, a man needs his workshop.
you
Yeah.
do, dude. Especially
Every
when you
man
have
needs a
one.
proton
Yeah.
pack. I'm throwing it out there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
Might
agree.
just come up with one.
Their version of a proton pack, something. You
Yeah.
gotta have
Yeah.
something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
man.
like the best thing though. When you get older, you're like, oh, like I can afford this. Like when you're a kid, you look at any of those items like as unaffordable, unobtainable. At least
Yeah.
I did growing up. I was like, oh, we can't afford that. So it might as well be $1 million. Like,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
and then you grow up and you're like, oh, it's like $40 or
Dude,
it's like
Power-
$100.
Power
Wheels
or like,
was
a,
like that,
you know, yeah, like
You guys like have
Power
a Power
for
Wheels when you were
sure.
a kid, or was it like
Yeah.
your
Yeah.
price?
Oh, yeah.
I had
My
one.
family
I had a
was-
Jeep. Yeah.
Okay, yeah. My dad was like, "No, we don't have money for that." And I was like, "All right." They
You
must
see the
be
Power
1,000.
Wheels now? Are they still Power Wheels? They're different brands
There's
now?
different brands now and shit.
Dude,
but
some
like,
of them
they're
were
like
like
actual-
Escalades and shit
Yeah.
and Ferraris. I was
Yeah.
like, what?
It was either
I
a
think my
Jeep
kid has, like,
or
a
like
Range
a
Rover or
standard
something.
car, right?
Yeah.
Right.
but yeah, he had one. And like, actually, his was dope because it had a remote control. So before he actually knew how to drive it, I would just like drive him and shit. Then every once in a while, he'd try to veer off in the fucking like in the street and like suicide. I'm like, hey, oh, buddy, just keep it on the fucking sidewalk. And then he actually learned how to drive it and stuff. But and then he just like kind of got over it. And I'm like, that's like the fucking coolest toy ever. Like as far as
Yeah.
like if you're a little kid, like I couldn't wait till like I could drive the riding lawnmower
Hell
at my
yeah.
grandparents' house. It was like a little mini car and shit. Like
Yeah, it was the shit. I remember.
That's what's cool. Like, you get little dirt bikes now.
yeah,
Yeah.
Like,
I remember
that's
I used
legit.
to ride mine in our old, before Jordan was born. I had in our old apartments when I was little. My parents got me one, and there was a little $3 movie theater by our apartments. Our mom is the reason why we got into horror,
yeah.
and she liked horror movies back.
She
in the
loves
80s.
getting scared.
Yeah,
Let's go
she
see
sees
them.
it as a fun thing.
She'll be with her sisters, like in their room, like
Yeah.
all together. What are you guys watching? I don't know. Your mom's trying to scare us, dude.
Yeah. So like she would take me, and I saw all.
Boys,
I
you ever
saw,
watch Faces
yeah.
of Death?
yeah. Before all that, yeah, I
Yeah.
got to. She took me to see all the Nightmare on Elm Street movies
Okay.
in the '80s, and to
How
me,
old do you think you were?
Oh, I think I was 4.
No shit.
Yeah,
That's
Really?
I
ballsy,
wasn't
dude.
even
yeah,
existed
but
yet.
now you watch it, it's like compared to the movies now.
Yeah.
Fuck, dude, it's like they show everything. Like
Oh,
it's like
yeah.
it's like a 10-minute
Like
death
the Scream
scene. I'm like,
movies from
shit.
Scream 1,
Yeah.
you get the killer and
Yeah.
then him slashing at the camera or whatever, you know?
Yeah.
Or you hear it
Yeah.
through the phone. Now you're seeing stuff pierce through the skin and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Like, you're seeing like,
Yeah.
and that's what they say. And one of the things, just like, oh, it's what do they say? It's now when the next movie comes out, it's more gore, more
Yeah.
blood,
Yeah.
more
Yeah,
everything.
yeah.
Like you have to top
Desensitize
everything.
that
I was
shit.
never
Yeah.
really a gore fan. I was
Yeah.
more into like
Suspense.
I wasn't suspense.
Yeah.
I like the slasher and the more supernatural stuff like that, like Lost Boys.
Yeah.
And
Exorcist.
yeah, that
Yeah,
kind of
Exorcist
that
is
still
great.
scares the shit out of
For
me. Still
sure.
number
Same.
one horror movie.
I said
Yeah,
the same
absolutely.
thing.
I still
Yeah.
Scariest
Number
movie I've
I
ever
mean,
seen in my
oh,
life.
yeah.
some of my most nightmares was from The Exorcist.
Yeah.
Exorcist
Then-
4, was it 4?
Yeah.
Where I couldn't sleep?
No, it was Exorcist 2.
2?
Two, yeah,
Was
yeah.
that the one where she looks from
Yeah.
the bed? Yeah.
How
I didn't
fucking-
sleep. How old was I? Like 10?
No, I
Yeah,
think you were.
yeah, I know.
No, you were
Still, I
like
think-
you had to been like 7. Or 6.
7 or 8.
Damn.
Like, and that was a time where it was like we would bunk together and
Yeah.
Yeah.
we'd watch the movie, and then my mom, she would go to work and she'd leave by like 5:30, and like
Yeah.
I didn't want to go
Good
to
luck,
the
boys.
bathroom. I didn't want to go anything, and she'd
Yeah.
always come and like say bye, I'm going to work type thing, you
Yeah.
know.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
she came, and all of a sudden I was
Yeah,
still
I
awake.
remember.
I was waiting for. I didn't want to take the covers off or whatever.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
And she
no.
starts yelling
Yelling at me.
Yeah.
She's like, "Why you let him see those movies?" I was like, "Me." I was like,
Yeah.
You wanted to hang out with me?
Yeah,
you know?
because like I had a brother, so I was like, I want to show you all this cool
Yeah.
shit that that I know. And my mom
Yeah.
showed me, and then my friends were showing me, and I was like, but I didn't realize like, oh, he's still considered a baby,
Yeah.
you know. And it was just
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
so he's
What's the age difference between you guys? Like it's
six.
Yeah.
6
Yeah,
years.
6
Okay.
years, yeah.
Yeah. So
So when he was 6 years old, I was born.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I know that
So
works.
when he
yeah.
was 12, I was
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
I'm just saying some
But
of
when
us
you
are
were
bad
like
with
7,
math.
he was
yeah?
like 15. So
Yeah,
like,
like some of the viewers
like,
out
yeah,
there are not going to
yeah.
understand that.
Yeah, that's the-
carry the one.
That's
Yeah.
the education of our audience.
That's what I'm
Yeah.
saying. I was
In case
so bad with
you out
math,
there that
good
are
with
watching
English.
this.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
But no, so you were like a teenager showing your fucking like elementary kid.
Exactly.
brother,
Yeah.
like, you know.
Because I had a
The
brother, I was like,
scariest
dude, I
ones,
got to
yeah.
show you all this cool shit that I grew
Yeah.
up
But
on.
my brother's like,
But
the
I didn't
coolest
realize
brother.
that-
like first grade.
that
for us.
he
Yeah.
took
Yeah.
the horror.
Think about it.
He took the horror movies different than what I did when I was little. Me, like I never really got like really scared until it hit like the 90s when
Yeah.
I saw Candyman, the first
Candyman
one.
scared the fuck out of me too.
My mom took me to
Yeah.
see that. Okay,
Yeah.
the 90s ones were way different than the
Yeah.
80s. That scared the shit out of me.
Yeah.
I was like, I couldn't sleep
Leprechaun
for
was
weeks.
fucking creepy as fuck, dude.
That
That was kind of fun though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, because like
Well,
then
the
and
first
then
one
it
is
was-
scary. The first
Yeah.
one for
Yeah.
everyone's always scary.
Yeah.
Even child's
It's just-
play, right?
Yeah.
Some people don't
Then
know
the
that's
killer
Willow.
gets more comical later.
Oh really?
Yeah.
That's Willow, yeah.
Oh shit.
The guy who played Willow is the leprechaun.
He's the
Interesting.
goblin on Harry Potter, you know.
Dude, you know when he played Willow, he was like 18 or 19. He was
Wow.
like super fucking young.
He
Really?
doesn't
just-
age.
yeah,
He
he, like,
still looked the
just-
same
yeah.
throughout every movie he
He's
did.
just like maybe a couple years ago.
Right.
Right?
Right.
Yeah, it looks great.
Well, he's aged in smaller years, you know.
Yeah.
I think his wife actually just passed away. I think.
Oh.
Damn.
Damn.
Rest in
Yeah.
peace, man.
Mad Marigan.
Yeah.
Mad Marigan ain't doing too hot.
Yeah.
Mark.
Yeah.
dude.
And you know what's crazy? Willow outlived Mini-Me.
Oh yeah, but Vern Troy was
Yeah,
a
right.
fucking
Yeah.
like a mess. Still.
Oh,
And
Remember
Willow's
him,
still
like-
alive. Yeah.
It was cool. He
Yeah.
got to run into him
Yeah.
Like,
I ran into
because we don't really get starstruck when you see it because you're in
No.
LA. You kind of get
you
immune.
get
Yeah.
used to it.
And then there's some people you're just like, oh, whoa, you know, like it hits like your childhood or whatever.
Yeah.
yeah.
He's very, very tiny.
Yeah.
Very
Yeah.
I was eating
Like-
at a restaurant called Frankie's. It's when I first started working at Floyd's.
So it's 2012.
I went on lunch to go eat there because I was just curious about all the
I'm
restaurants.
curious of the neighborhood.
Yeah.
You got everything right there. It's a hot
I
spot.
sat in there
man.
right when I walked in. No one was in there, and who was sitting there eating a little sandwich with his friend was freaking Burton.
A little sandwich.
And I was just like, holy shit. And I was
Yeah.
eating with a coworker, and then we were like quiet, and I was like, you know who that is? And he was all like, it's Mini-Me. And I was
Yeah.
like, that's fucking crazy. It's so
That's
cool.
crazy.
You can hear him talk, and then
Yeah.
he's looking at us because I think we knew who he was.
Yeah.
And then like after he eats his
Well, you said you opened the door and he looked
yeah,
right at
he
you
looked.
guys.
Yeah, but when
Yeah.
we were eating, like he was
There's
just
nobody in the
kind of
restaurant,
like
you know?
staring at us, like damn, he think he knows. So we're trying not to look. Then you see him like hop out of his little seat, and then he hops on his little scooter, and he's like, and it like literally lifts up like, and he like turns and he goes right by him, and he's with his head down because he didn't want to make eye contact, like, and he just takes off. I'm like that was pretty cool.
He drove
That was cool.
too, right? Like
Yeah.
he had his car custom where he could drive his car and everything.
Oh my God.
supposedly,
Crazy.
it's awesome, dude.
That's
Technology.
yeah.
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 No shit.
Yeah.
It must have been an experience riding with him. Like
Yeah,
like all the fucking gadgets and shit. I'm sure he's got.
Oh, it'd be
connection
cool,
and,
like, little spaceship. You know?
yeah.
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 Burns drifting, you know, like
Yeah.
Spaceship.
Series of pedals and shit.
yeah.
Yeah, man.
So you guys
Yeah.
were like all into like the horror scene on top of cutting hair into the
and then we're also
ghost-
DJ,
Yeah, and we
Yeah.
ghost hunting,
DJing.
DJing.
DJing, and then we're into film.
Yeah, we're working on our first feature right now.
Yeah,
We
dude, the last
finished
time
the
I spoke to you
short.
guys, we were talking
Yeah.
about doing a horror film. You guys are trying to
Yeah.
put together.
Yeah.
So what's going on with that? How is that going?
It-
It's good. We're in production
yeah,
now, which
so-
is good. So like the whole pre-production stuff, and then
Mhm.
finding people to work with is done.
yeah.
Yeah.
Now we have our squad, and now we're just casting and shooting all the stuff that involves us. And then we have something to show for, hey, do you want to be involved
Yeah.
with this? You know,
Yeah.
too. And so
we
get
want to
more
have like
people on
everyone
board.
in it. So,
So you
it's
guys
like,
are welcome to be in it too. I
Yeah,
love
give everybody
Yeah,
cameos.
I'm already in it.
Yeah, exactly.
We're
you
giving
know?
everyone cameos because it's
And
kind
that's
of
what
like
makes it cool. You
Yeah,
know, just
yeah,
like-
because like
Kill me in the movie.
like when
or
COVID
something.
Yeah.
hit, when COVID hit, like you had other Hollywoods. You had like UK and you had like Georgia, like taking all the Hollywood talent over there
Yeah.
because the taxes are low. And I was like, dude, I remember when like Hollywood was a squad, when COVID hit, everyone kind of departed. Like I almost ended up moving there. But then like now you see everyone coming back, and it's kind of like we got into we started becoming extras in like videos and films now and stuff because of our buddies who are in a band called Ice Nine Kills, and they're a horror themed band. So it's crazy. They're around our age group and they quote movies with us and they're all into horror stuff.
Yeah, it's cool because all of a sudden now we're attracting our tribe too.
Yeah.
In that genre, and
we got to
everybody
DJ in
wants,
Boston.
Everybody wants to like.
Nice.
Yeah,
it's cool because when you get the horror community, if you start going to like the cons and stuff, you start seeing that they're a little family too.
Yeah, of course.
Everyone takes care of
What's
like
crazy,
how we have our thing, like the comedy, like the comics. You got your little family too.
Yeah,
and everything.
It becomes like
I'm happy to
a
come
community.
and everyone's cool, you know.
It's a fraternal organization.
And a lot of the horror community are really sweet people.
Yeah,
you would think. I mean, there are some crazy ones, but there's a lot of them who are like really sweet, and you wouldn't think they would be that sweet. You're like, holy shit, I thought you were probably into all this crazy shit, but they're just horror nerds like us.
Yeah.
But some are into the crazy stuff.
Yeah, there are some. Yeah,
because people ask us like, why do you guys like this scary stuff? Like, what's this? I'm like, well, there's a few reasons. Yeah. It's the survival guide, which is one. You know, you learn how to survive, the do's and don'ts.
Yeah, definitely.
You know, and then you start to learn the psychological side of what makes a killer or makes a villain.
Yeah.
Also the superhero effect, like what made the villain into that.
Yeah. It's interesting. So is it like it's a full length feature?
Yeah. We want to try and do 90 minutes.
Okay.
So we're balancing that and work.
It's going to be a trilogy too.
Were you guys like trying to shoot just like a teaser trailer?
Right now we're shooting the scenes.
We just want to get half of it done, just so everyone could kind of see what it looks like
and see who wants to jump on board too.
You guys want a cameo? Yeah. It's more like it's kind of like you want to bring that Hollywood Rat Pack back together again. Yeah. You know, you want to be like, okay, this we need to make this town the shit again. Yeah. Like when we all used to be like, oh yeah, we all work together in this. Yeah. We're like the next wave. Yeah. If like we don't, I feel there was like a weird destiny. If like we don't do this and collaborate with everyone here, I feel like there's a part of me that feel like this could be the end of out here. Yeah. We don't want it to be that yet.
I think there's like such a great opportunity just now with what technology has to offer that you don't need to be like, you know, held by like a studio or like some gatekeeper. You can be like, I'm just going to pick up a camera and like, you know, or your fucking phone and it's going to look,
there you go.
Yeah. Laptops awesome. And everything.
Yeah. So you're more independent now than you ever really could be before. Yeah. So adding that with like a community of people that are all like-minded and trying to do the same thing. Like there's nothing like, I don't think can be created that wouldn't like stand the test of time or be just as memorable or good as what the movies that we were just talking about, you know, like I think our cell phones are probably better than all those cameras and shit, you know. So
like I take pictures with my camera wherever I go and people are like, what camera are you using? I'm like, this is just my phone camera now.
He's got a good eye with the shooting too. I was watching, I was like, damn dude,
we all have our thing. Like it's funny because like there's a lot of people that I meet and talk to and they want to do everything by themselves.
Yeah.
They want to shoot, act, edit, do this, and then they have every single title. You know, sometimes I think it's an ego thing. Sometimes I think they just want to just do everything themselves like too, because they only see nobody else sees their vision, which is I get too. Because there's a movie out that somebody does have that where he shot, edited, acted, and did everything himself.
It takes like the burden off of just one person if you delegate it.
Exactly, and that's a lot of stress.
You don't want to try to specialize in all those different fields.
You want to build like a family and stuff. So
because then it takes the pressure off everyone. Like you said, you know, like this person's doing this. Now everything's just running. Now it's just like you got that unit, like a band, right?
Yeah.
Right.
The dude's hitting the drums, the lead singer, everything.
It's like a rat pack. It's like you start with this, and then you start being in everyone else's project. Like Tony, all of a sudden you might start doing like this comedy film, both of you. Like, hey, you guys want to be in a scene? Like, fuck yeah, we're down. Like, is that even a question? Like, hell yeah.
Yeah.
Like, we're just all down. And then it's kind of like how like Seth Rogen and the Billy Madison people did it. You know, like Rob Zombie did it with all the like horror community. They all had their rat packs and they were all on the same films together.
Yeah.
We want to kind of do something like that.
That's the way to do it, man.
It's definitely the place to do it too.
Then you also have those like characters to write with in mind. You know what I mean? I feel like that's like, and we're all like around that age where you've kind of met like enough people and different characters. Like, oh, this guy is like, you know, when you're writing that, you're like, oh, this is like an Eric. You know what I mean? Like you just kind of fucking like write with his fucking mannerisms and like what he would react to in that scene and stuff. So it kind of helps you flush it out a little bit more than like just trying to come up with some fucking character brand new. You know what I mean?
Totally.
I think everything is like derived off of some experience you've had, whether it's like, you know, a monster or, you know, girl or person, whatever. It's like sometimes
girls are monsters.
Yeah. There you go.
Yeah.
Like even that whole when the early monster films with like Boris Karloff and everyone, they were all in the same movies together too.
Yeah.
Do you know he did the voice of the Grinch?
He did
Yeah.
for like the cartoon.
Yeah.
Wow.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Didn't know that.
He did a lot. Like he was.
Yeah, I didn't know that till I was watching it with my kid, and I was like, Boris Karloff, that's fucking like Frankenstein's the fucking voice on fucking You're a Mean One.
Yeah,
that's
wow.
fucking him, dude. Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
He wasn't the Mash though. Who was the Mash? Yeah.
He did them like that.
Yeah.
Oh no, that was like some.
Is his name Boris?
Monster Mash.
No.
No, that was some guy that like.
I always forget his name, but I play it every year all the time, and I
That's the
forget.
jam. That's
Yeah,
like the
right?
Halloween jam for sure.
Yeah, there's also some like fucking. I saw some article I read real quick, like it was one of those 2-minute reads on Instagram. It was like about Dr. Seuss, and apparently he got rejected from yet another fucking publication for his children's book and shit. And he's like walking down the street and he's about to throw it away, and like he ran into a buddy of his and he's like, "Hey, where are you going?" He's like, "I'm fucking gonna throw this stupid book away because like no one wants it and shit." And the guy's like, "Oh, let me see it." And he's like, "It's interesting because I just got promoted to be the head of the publication at this fucking thing," and then he became
Really?
fucking Dr. Seuss. Yeah, he was like that
Wow.
close, to just fucking giving it all away, just fucking walking away.
Like some people forget, like those become collectors.
Yeah.
First
Dude, the
edition
fucking
stuff,
Tim
yeah.
Burton, man. Tim Burton had like a really cool exhibit at LACMA years ago.
Uh-huh.
And he actually started like when he was a kid in high school, he was like making Dr. Seuss type books as well with his characters and shit. And he had in the exhibit they had a bunch of rejection letters from him and stuff. And then you see where he went after that. But like also how many movies he did, because he did like, everything from Pee-wee's Big Adventure to the Batman movies to, his love
he
affair
created
with
a
fucking
cool
Johnny
world.
Depp. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what
for
was
sure.
cool, man.
But he's in that dark vein too. You know what I mean? Like, anything with Tim Burton has kind of a dark edge on it and
Yeah.
stuff.
That's why I didn't give him Batman Forever, because his Batman was too dark for like children. And
Right.
that's
It's
why
not
it
like
became
the
more.
Marvel kind of
Yeah.
thing. Yeah.
That's why it became more comic booky, and then even. I saw a video with Alicia Silverstone for Batman and Robin. She was like, "This is like different from. I like taking a lot of serious role. This one's more like a party." She'd say.
Yeah. Makes sense. That tracks for sure.
Oh, Alicia Silverstone.
Yeah.
She's still hot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Clueless.
Crush, yeah.
Clueless is cool.
Clueless.
I like how
fucking
everybody
Aerosmith movies,
says that too.
videos.
Like any little clip or Alicia Silverstone get up.
Yeah. Well,
Like,
dude, like, what was that like Brendan Fraser movie when like he was like kind of in like time capsule, right? He's in that bunker and he comes out and like, remember that she was the love interest in that movie?
Oh,
I can go down an IMDb
Yeah,
rabbit hole.
yeah.
Alicia Silverstone because she was like
Or what?
the
Yeah.
Crush.
the
It's
Crush.
Blast
Yeah.
from the Past.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
Crush, right?
She played a
The
villain.
Crush, she's the bad chick in that.
Yeah.
And that's
Fucking,
with
like,
the guy from
Princess Bride.
Princess Bride.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's also on Saw, right?
Yep.
Yeah, he was on
Yeah.
Saw.
And then
And he was on
first one.
Robin Hood Men in
Saw's
Tights.
another great fucking like series of movies. That were,
Yeah,
like,
remember
scary
that?
as fuck, dude.
Yeah.
That's a great one.
That was a good Robin
Dave
Hood Men in
Chappelle's
Tights.
in that.
Yeah, Dave Chappelle. Yeah, remember he had the puns.
Oh,
I gotta
wow.
get pumped.
Yeah.
He's all
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, we had a great childhood, man.
For
I
sure.
feel like
With fun movies, like those movies go straight to Netflix
Yeah.
or like whatever now.
Yeah.
because we didn't
today,
have
right?
like
And they're-
phones to be
they're great.
distracted.
Yeah, and they're quotable, and they're
Yeah, sometimes I trip out that I remember fucking movies from the past, and I'm like, how the fuck do I still know that?
Oh yeah.
I can't even remember my line in the script that we wrote.
And it's like
that,
one page,
5
yeah.
minutes, like the
Yeah.
first page. I'm like, well, I can't remember like the first sentence. Like, fuck. Yeah.
Yeah, there was so many
We're
good movies
visual
back in the
learners.
day.
Yeah.
Like I really think we did like we were like right in that weird spot before the internet, and then like as it was like
Yeah.
coming out, like so there was not a lot of distractions, so they had to focus on like the only medium that was being watched, which movies. You know, so it's like they had to really put the time in for a lot of that stuff.
Yeah.
Hence why there's so many like classics I think from that era.
Totally.
You know, like
Well, everyone was also kind of like indoctrinated by the same movies, right? So it just wasn't like such a wide array in streaming services where like you can go your whole life without ever watching like, what the fuck is that movie the show you're talking about? Baby Reindeer, whatever.
Oh,
like, but like most shit back in the 80s and 90s, like it was just on. So like
Yeah.
you have like fucking 3 options.
Yeah.
And if your older brother's watching it, now you're watching it. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
you
Yeah.
put on HBO
Yeah.
and it's like
Yeah.
the middle part of the movie. You just jump on.
Oh, yeah,
Right,
most of like the
right.
movies that like we quote and reference and stuff came out in like 84. You know what I mean? Like
96,
Karate Kid,
yeah.
which is way
Yeah.
before like I was like 2, but like wasn't like I saw that in the theater. It was like in heavy rotation on HBO back then. But
what was
also
that?
2,
What movie?
Karate Kid,
I was gonna say
Yeah.
yeah, that's
or like The
84.
Outsiders and all
total
that shit.
trip.
Yeah.
So then another thing too, man, is like back then it took a while because like now movies will be in the theaters for like, you know, a 6-week run or whatever, and they're out on fucking like a streaming platform and like within a month after that.
Before it was like 4 to 6 months before it was released.
They fucking like made actual like, you know,
DVD.
cassettes to send out to Blockbuster and all that kind of stuff.
You would go to the movie theater,
fun, right?
You would go to the movie theater back then. There was like 10 bangers playing in a row, and there's probably like one movie you didn't find interesting, but it was just like banger.
Now
after
it's
banger
like,
after banger.
I'm gonna. Some people would say too, they're like, I'm gonna wait till this movie comes out. It's not.
Yeah, I go to the movies maybe like we do like what, like maybe 2 or 3 times out of the year.
Yeah.
If something's like, oh, we could see this in theaters.
Yeah, that's what I do too.
Yeah.
I'm like only like very like, you know, movies that you have to experience.
Yeah,
exactly.
Like an Avatar or some shit.
Yeah.
You know, like you want to see it.
I saw Avatar in fucking like 3D boxed or whatever the fuck it was, where like you're in the moving chair and shit. And
Oh,
like
you
spritz
did
in.
that?
Yeah, it was
before
just too much D for me.
Yeah.
Fucking,
Do
like,
people eat popcorn while that's happening?
Yeah, I was
too?
doing all this shit.
Curious,
I was
you know?
fucking.
You're drinking your beer and then
I tried that once too and I couldn't do it. It's just like,
I did like
when that
like shit's just
when that
shaking.
Mario movie came out.
Yeah.
Our cousin, he's my age. He has 2 kids, and they never been to a movie theater. And he took them to go see it for the first time, and they didn't want to go at first. They're all, no, we could just watch something like on YouTube or on TV. So, no, you don't
so
understand. Like, it's gonna be fun. And they were like, we don't want to go. And then they went, and then they go in, and
like,
he buys them
popcorn,
licorice, candy. They're like, we get all these. Like, yeah, I told you. So they sat down, and they were just kind of looking. They see this huge screen, like, what is this? Blank. Right when it starts, they're like,
yeah.
And he was all watching.
Because the sound's even crazier now, too, right? You get the Dolby sound. Like,
that was literally the experience of my son, because I took him to see the same movie, the Mario movie. He was like just over 3. He was like maybe 3.5.
Right.
And his little legs didn't like fucking like fit off. They were like still hanging on the chair, like fully.
It's like a little
he's like elbow deep in the
huh?
popcorn, just like watching this movie. And it's funny because before that, like he had a Mario toy, right? And I was like, hey, it's me, a Mario. And he's like, looking like, what the fuck's wrong with you, Dad? Right? And like, we go see the movie, and then like he drops the line, and he looks over, he's like, Dad, it's like you. I'm like, I know, I've fucking been killing that shit, right? So then he started like, he started quoting, he's like, hey, it's me, Mario, and shit. Like I had like a video of him doing it. It's like he just fucking like botches the whole thing, but it's adorable. He's like trying to quote the movie and shit, and like he's got Mario pajamas and fucking loves Mario ever since that and stuff. And like, and
should go to the El Capitan, take him there.
Yeah,
that'd be a trip.
I only did that one time, and it was like a whole experience. It was crazy.
Yeah, it was like the organ piper, and they have like the curtains like come out.
Yeah,
you know,
opens,
they have, like,
right?
Yeah,
Someone's
like
playing the piano in the beginning.
Yeah. And it's just like all crazy in there too. It's
Yeah.
like,
Dude, I saw that.
I always forget about that
Yeah.
theater, and it's like
we're like
a
so
deal,
spoiled.
too.
We got like so many
It's like
great like
right?
cool theaters
like,
around here.
We're going to like the Tarantino theater to see old,
nice.
18
When are you guys going?
No, I'm just saying.
Okay,
like,
I've
instead of
never
doing
been.
stuff like that. We'll go to
like
Vista,
actual old. Oh, this is on.
Yeah.
On film here.
Yeah. Because he's doing like a re-release of some of his older movies and shit, which I'd like to see that I didn't see.
Exactly,
in
right. You get to
but
read.
like,
his last movie's coming out like soon, isn't it? Or like he said he started writing it. Like he's officially started writing his last movie. I fucking love Tarantino's movies. He's probably like my favorite like director for sure.
Yeah.
Like like every one of his movies.
The
is
ones
just, like,
who are
they're fun.
The ones who
They're just
put out
fucking-
good movies like that are like the ones who actually like love film.
Exactly.
Like I get it. Like we all got to make bread one day. We have to. But it's like look at George Lucas and Steven Spielberg. Like they were all like they just love film and look at all their.
You see their inspirations in their film now. Now, like I have a client. He like because we have the TV in the shop now, and one of my clients. Yeah, thanks to Tony putting it up. Handyman.
Yeah.
He downloaded this app where it gives you a bunch of movies, but a big majority of them are old like kung fu movies, like foreign films, and then he'll put them on like the flying guillotine one, and you can see like the Tarantino influence.
Oh, for sure.
From all those ones, like the way they start and everything. Like,
Yeah.
oh, look at you can tell these are all the movies he grew up on, and then you start hitting the old Western ones.
Yeah.
And you just see the style, the color,
Yeah.
the little effects of like the punches or
like a real artist,
the way
like he really like absorbed all that and was
exactly,
like,
right?
I just envision him like as a kid, like just like taking it all in and like,
right?
I'm gonna make this shit. Like I'm gonna take this.
You get your influences and you start making it to your thing, right?
And you can tell that from those guys that you're talking like those
Definitely.
directors and writers that you're talking about.
Yeah.
Like they definitely like. It's not like, all right, Marvel fucking, Fast and Furious
Right,
12
right.
or some
Yeah,
bullshit.
yeah.
It's like
It's
like
like
a fucking
exactly.
It's part of them. It's like
Yeah.
they're all in. They're
Every-
all in. Like,
Every
for
great
it.
filmmaker in all their films, you could tell they're influenced by their favorite films.
Yeah.
Exactly.
You're gonna see like when our stuff's done one day, like there's gonna be a lot of like stuff that influenced us. You're gonna be like, okay, this is
Even like
definitely,
locations we go to
Yeah,
and
homage
stuff.
to
We
this,
just have
yeah.
homage to this. Like we
Yeah.
did a short that we just finished, and it's like an homage to Halloween too. You know, like
yeah. Like a lot of the dope OG shit was filmed out here.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, like the Cougar House, like
that's why everything's so
Not so
expensive
far
out
from
here
here,
now.
yeah.
because
We
we
used to
have
live at- at least the
legendary
Blockbuster over there.
locations.
Yeah.
I would imagine, yeah. Like, I
Mhm.
mean, even fucking down the street, I think is where Nightmare on Elm Street was.
Yeah, it's Freddy
Yeah.
House, man.
yeah,
It's
the
Freddy.
Freddy House.
Like, right, like walk by it every day and walk to work.
That door's
Yeah.
not red anymore.
Yeah, they did it black
They
and they put
painted
a little
black
gate because
now.
people were going in. Like,
Well, the new
we were those
owners,
people
yeah.
doing that too.
Really?
Yeah,
Can you imagine like Halloween time,
yeah.
Yeah.
like everyone just going to just take a picture in front of that door? So I think the new owners are just
But
like,
you
"What are
bought
these
that
people?"
house though. You know what I mean? It's just like you can't get mad.
Yeah.
At
Do you think
for,
some
like-
people would know too though? Like, like you bought it? And
I
do
have
they
to.
know?
They
I
have to.
guarantee the real
Yeah.
estate agent was
if
like,
they're selling,
"This
Oh,
is
yeah.
the Nightmare on Elm Street
they're
house."
selling you that stuff, man. They have to tell
like
you.
the Laurie Strode house, like whoever's the owner there always leaves a pumpkin on that corner where she's sitting down holding the pumpkin. So
Really?
every time you go there, there's a pumpkin there. So you can
Interesting.
take a picture.
Interesting.
Holding the pumpkin, yeah.
Can you imagine
cool.
if the real estate agent didn't tell you anything and you're
That's
like,
what-
yeah, I bought
yeah,
this
right?
house, and you're like,
Like, I
oh,
just
these
want to
fucking
sell this
people
thing.
coming
Yeah,
up to my
yeah.
door. Like,
Like,
who
they're
the fuck
always
are these
here.
people? Like,
Yeah.
they had
Around
no
Halloween
idea
time.
about it.
Like there's always this guy in a
Yeah.
sweater with a
Yeah.
burnt face.
So
This house attracts
Such
weird
an-
Halloween people.
yeah, it's fucking
Yeah,
yeah.
it's
like-
every Halloween. All these fucking people are just
Yeah.
in front of my house.
Yeah.
Like, what's so great about my house? Is it
Yeah.
the plants? What
yeah,
is it? Huh?
yeah, like they're like confused. They're like
Yeah.
totally. I don't. What is it? The drywall? What the fuck?
The
Yeah.
You know, yeah.
It's the crown molding. What is it about this?
Yeah,
fucking
what is
house?
it?
Guys wearing like a red and green striped sweater. Like,
Yeah,
what's so weird? I don't
yeah.
even look
Yeah.
at it.
These green and red striped sweatshirt people coming out.
Yeah, dude, it's funny because like Tarantino like has definitely like had his own like he hasn't really had to like do any kind of corporate movies and stuff. Where
Mhm.
like
Mhm.
Christopher Nolan's one of my other favorite directors and stuff.
Oh,
but,
yeah.
like, he had like an obligation to do the Batman movies where like he had to like I mean I think he enjoyed doing it as well, but like
Mhm.
you don't see like Spielberg or George Lucas like jumping onto something they have to make for a contract with the studio so they
Right.
can make their own projects. He had to get through that to make like I think he wanted to make Inception first, but he had to like do his obligation of like a couple of the fucking Batman movies to get able to do that and shit. But like Tarantino's always just been like doing his shit because True Romance, like he wrote that but didn't direct it. You guys ever see that one?
I heard, yeah, I've heard about it.
You never
Right?
seen True Romance?
I do like romance though.
Especially if it's true.
Romantic,
you know?
yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I have a romantic
that's a great
side. I
Christian
just don't
Slater
like
movie.
to tell a lot
Yeah.
of people that. Yeah.
You know, it's crap. I might have to like see the trailer or something.
Oh, dude,
Can you
it's
put
like
the
a-
trailer on real quick?
Oh, it's like, can we run it real quick?
watch
Oh,
it.
no.
Yeah. So there you go, fucking like references that are like it doesn't even cross over with you guys. But
Yeah.
that was like
Yeah.
one of those movies that like again kind of came
I'm
out in like
ashamed.
the
Me too.
mid '90s
sorry.
or something like that, and like I didn't see it till years later, and I was like, how the fuck did I sleep on this movie? It was just like it wasn't really pushed, but that was like such a good script and like received pretty well. They're
Right.
like, this guy's got some fucking chops. And I think Pulp Fiction, no, Reservoir Dogs was the next one,
Mhm.
and then Pulp Fiction and stuff.
I think like Tarantino is like one of the only directors that can kind of get away with like how much he pushes the envelope on
Mhm.
like what he's saying in the movies and
Yeah.
like the violence and the circumstances
Some
and all
of
this
the
Yeah.
stuff.
characters, yeah.
Like he's almost like kind of like South Park has like carte blanche, like they don't ever get
Yeah.
in trouble and they
Yeah,
can just be like
nuts.
crazy as fuck.
That's
all
just
the
like
time.
their trademark.
Only-
Yeah,
only
yeah,
they
yeah.
could say that.
If
you
there
know?
was like anybody else trying to do like
oh, we're
like,
done.
yeah, they'd be like fucking,
Mhm.
they'd be kicked off or whatever, So it's like
Yeah.
for whatever reason, like those guys
Yeah.
and Tarantino like kind of like got out of it, but
Yeah.
it's like such a blessing that they did because it's like
Heck yeah, man. Because
It's like the best shit.
There's
though.
some
It's
of
like,
us,
Right?
yeah, that love that shit, and now
Yeah.
it's just kind of like everyone gets kind of offended now, and it's
Yeah.
all like,
or like even like the movie fucking Superbad,
yeah,
Yeah.
right? Like they can't make that now, or
No.
Tropic Thunder, like they
yeah,
couldn't
everything,
make that
everything,
again.
everything offends everyone now.
Yeah,
and
but it's like that's what.
it's like I'm sorry.
That's what
I'm
brought
sorry,
people
ladies and
together,
gentlemen.
too.
That's not the way the
Yeah.
world works.
Yeah, like
yeah,
that's why those movies are fucking great because they like they offended everybody,
Yeah.
but but everybody's like laughing with
Exactly.
them. Like even if you were the one that was taking offense,
Right.
to you're like, all right, that's fucking fun.
Oh,
you know?
dude, the longest friendships that we've had with people
Yep.
is because of all the shit we talk to
All
each other.
because of
But it's
trust.
all out of love. Like, what is it? Like, your real friends will say good things behind your back, but will talk shit to your face.
yeah.
It's tough love,
Yeah,
Those are the
yeah.
friendships that will last forever.
Yeah.
Like
That's Eric and I's relationship in a nutshell. Because if you ever ask him about me in front of him, he's like, "Oh, he's a fucking idiot. Oh, he's fucking idiot." But then I always hear from other people like, "Yeah, Eric just speaks so highly of him." Like, when does he do this? Because I never have an earshot of this.
Yeah, who is this?
So I was like, he's always braiding me, make me feel stupid. Yeah.
No, that's
Eric.
Yeah.
Trying to make me feel
tough.
Everyone needs an Eric.
He's all looking at you. He's like, "Is this true? Like, are you paying these people?"
Yeah. Everyone needs an Eric in their life.
Like, I've never said anything nice about you.
Yeah.
Who said it? I said something nice.
And how long have you guys been friends?
Fuck,
20 some years.
Freshman year of high school. So
Oh man,
you guys
probably talk a lot of shit to each
oh
other.
yeah, dude. I mean, we lived
That's
together.
why it lasts
for
forever, man.
Yeah, I mean,
you guys are brothers.
Yeah.
at this
It's crazy.
point.
You don't see
Yeah.
you don't see
Yeah.
friendships like
James
that
Silent
anymore.
Bob, you know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah.
He's the Silent Bob part.
Yeah.
Stoochie boochie. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Like,
No, but like,
I'm sure you guys get into arguments and stuff.
Oh
Like
yeah,
that.
all the
brother
time.
and brothers. Yeah.
yeah.
That's something that you can only do with like someone that's a family member or like a
Yeah.
really close friend. You know,
Yeah.
like where you
Yeah.
can.
Because we get mad at each other and because we want to better each other too.
Yeah.
We see little flaws that we have. I'm just like,
Yeah.
dude, it's
Yeah.
right in front of you. And
Yeah.
he's seeing the same thing for me. And
Yeah.
and I'm
And we're
always
just like,
like
fuck.
overprotected for him too, you know, and he's
Yeah.
overprotected
Same.
over me. So it's
Yeah.
like,
And then after a while, we like have our moment. We're like, fuck, man, I do have to work on that.
Yeah.
And then he's
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
him too. And then we're just like, fuck. And then we shake it off. That's it.
Yeah.
And we kill the day.
Yeah. Yeah.
We have that.
But we'll
like,
never
loose-
like hate each other. Like there's a lot of families
for
out
10
there.
minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
for
yeah.
10 minutes. Yeah. That's
I'm
balance.
so mad at you for 10
Yeah,
minutes.
there's there's family members out there who like I trip out. Like
Yeah.
they hate each other. They steal from each other.
Or they're
like,
just like, I
Yeah.
haven't spoken to my brother like in a year or
yeah, I'm like,
whatever
what?
too, you know?
Yeah, it's weird
Yeah.
for us. It's weird. you
Yeah.
know?
No,
Yeah.
that's weird for me.
But we know
too.
like not
That's-
everyone's the same, but we've just always got along, you know, where it was like when we were kids though, we fought, of course.
Yeah.
But it was just like, but when we grew out of it,
Yeah. Like we were
Yeah.
close. Well, okay. Well, since he was 6 to 12, I would
Yeah.
say. Then he hit puberty first, obviously, you know?
Yeah.
I would
Yeah.
hope so.
like,
Yeah.
yeah.
Start getting
God damn it, I still got
yeah,
my
start getting into girls, you know, how to put
Yeah,
all
I
my
still wanted
toys
to play
away.
toys, and then
Yeah,
I was just like,
yeah.
"What are you doing?" He's like, "Get out of my room." I was like, "Who is this guy?" You know,
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
know, he was trying to get influenced by the cool kids, and I'm
Yeah.
just like, "You
My
still want to
brother
play
and I had
Batman?"
that-
You know,
yeah.
like,
Yeah.
I think everyone has that with their siblings, but like you
Yeah.
guys have a
Yeah,
bigger age gap. But like
Yeah.
Eric and I, like we're the same age, and then we both have brothers that are the same age. And they're like
Right.
2 years older than us and shit. So like,
I have a younger brother that's the
Yeah.
same age gap. He's like
Is you
7
too.
years.
Yeah.
younger.
Oh,
Oh.
shit.
So,
Okay,
yeah,
cool.
So
he can relate on both ends to both of us. But like, yeah, I remember when my brother like stopped playing with toys and shit. My mom used to do that shit too. And she'd like
Yeah.
make us wear matching outfits. You know what I mean? And then there was a point in time where he's like, I think in like 4th grade, Mom, I don't want to wear the same outfit as Tony. I'm like, what? Wait, what? We don't want to look like each other anymore.
Yeah.
We never looked like each other anyways, because like
Yeah.
I was like brown eyes and fucking giant ass head and shit like that. My brother's like
Yeah.
blue eyed kid, normal size head. Like, but
it's funny.
when he started getting into girls and shit like that, like it was like maybe like a year before I was like, oh,
Right.
okay, I'm down with this. And then like he had older friends, so that's why like we started smoking cigarettes at a young age and drinking and shit like that, because like
Kept you warm in
yeah,
Wisconsin.
exactly.
you know?
Yeah. It could be
Yeah.
cool. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I always had street cred, but like, yeah, I mean, so
it's good to have like that, especially out here too, to have somebody like that where you can kind of like have like a real like, oh, hey, if something's going on, and be like, hey, don't do
Yeah.
that, or like, hey, maybe we should
Yeah.
do this,
I-
or like you kind of like protect each other,
Yeah.
And a lot of people don't have that out here. They
Yeah,
just kinda,
like you can tell a lot of people
wandering
by
around.
themselves.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's kinda
I saw
like-
we went for a walk to like the farmer's market, and this dude had his headphone. He's kicking a ball. I'm like, damn, that guy really. I really want.
friend.
I really wanted to go up to that guy, like, hey, pass through here real quick. You know?
Yeah,
like-
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
that's sometimes because you're in LA and
he's
like,
just trying to play catch by
Yeah,
himself.
yeah,
He's like,
yeah, and, like because LA
That's
sometimes not a friendly place.
Yeah.
yeah.
Like you go to other places and people are very more welcoming
Yeah.
than out here, and you're not used to that because you're so used to
Yeah.
the environment here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we
Yeah.
are born and raised out here, so you also kind of have a different.
Yeah,
like,
Yeah.
exactly. So like there is a
Yeah.
California hospitality.
yeah.
Well, we
Yeah.
had, we
But
had
it's, I mean, well, there is, but like it's, I mean, being Midwesterners, we were just talking to another kid that just moved here and he's like 20
Yeah.
something, but like
Exactly.
you had this shit where like I still 20 years after living out here will say hi to strangers on the sidewalk and no one says hi
Yeah.
back.
Or
I
just
still
like
fuck with
acknowledge,
them.
if you made eye contact, I mean,
Yeah.
hello,
Yeah.
and because
Yeah.
that passes through. Nobody gets like that. It's an
Yeah.
energy exchange.
For
you
sure.
know?
It's also like your chance encounter in this fucking crazy world, right? That you might never see each other again. 2 ships passing, right? You might as well fucking like toot the horn and say hi at
Mhm.
least. but like it falls on deaf ears like 90% of the time and shit like that.
Still got to do it though.
Yeah, exactly.
Still got to do it. Like when I walk to work every morning, I always pass the same old ladies walk in and the guy with his dog and this homeless guy, and I'm like, hey,
don't say hi.
You know, just say
yeah. So you're not trying to be their friend. You're just like
just being
a friendly
a friendly person.
That's it. You know, like you don't want nothing from them or whatever.
Yeah.
But then there's like the people that have their guard up. They're like, "What the fuck is what's hi supposed to mean?" It's like I don't know.
Yeah. They're like, you trying to ask me? I was like, no.
Yeah. They're like, why are you so fucking happy? And I was like, I don't know. Like, I'm like, well, I don't know.
Me and him together, like we're leaving yesterday, and you know, sometimes if someone's close to the door, you hold the door real quick, right?
Yeah.
And the dude's like, you don't have to do that. You don't have to. I was like, what do you mean? It's just you're right here. He's like, you don't have to do that for me. I'm like, it's not a big deal. It's just like an honest gesture.
Wait a minute,
I don't know why you're trying to pick a fight with me.
Yeah,
for real.
And then I get pissed, and Jimmy's looking at me like, dude, what's up with people?
That's a different type of
like what's up with your boy, man?
You're like, now they've negatively charged you and shit.
Yeah.
Because it takes like one, like I'm at that point now because I'm like the crotchety old man where like an interaction like that, I'll get like fucking like all in my head. I'm like, ooh, you got me all mad. Just because like it's like one of those things like, hey, I was doing a fucking nice thing for you, fucking asshole.
It was just like a quick thing. I'm not going to be like, oh, hello, hey, I'm trying to check your car insurance or whatever, you know?
Yeah. Well, that's like how we were brought up too. Like,
just
you open
stuff,
doors like for girls and stuff
real
too,
quick,
you know?
even if you're like right by the door, it's just like real quick, or not, you're going to have to punch your own cone in. If you want to do that, whatever, go for it.
I no longer hold the door open at Cheesecake Factory at the Grove because like, then I become the doorman. Everyone just starts rushing through. I'm like, whoa. Like, I'm just holding this for like a person behind
like, can you put us down for a party of 4? You're like, I don't work here.
No,
yeah. You haven't gone to Cheesecake, you're missing out.
I know. So, that's such a popular location too.
It's just I just go with my kid, man.
Oh,
so the Grove's like a multi-purpose thing because like there's a train
like,
there.
You have the train.
That's expensive. You go there with your kid all the time.
I live large, buddy.
Dude, it's a fucking expensive.
Like all our friends are rich.
Yeah.
No, it's like I mean, it's not like an all the time thing, but like especially during the holidays when we had the fake snow, you know what I mean? Like in the tree.
Yeah.
So like really trying to gear him up for like, you know, Christmas and shit this year and Santa Claus, dude. Like trying to do as much as I can to replicate that Midwest like Christmas because like there's no fucking snow, dude. Like that's like you don't really realize it's like Christmas time until like, you know,
you got to start taking his ass up to Big Bear and
and
give him like the ultimate Christmas experience. Shit we didn't even have back home.
It literally looks
like
like
there and be like blown away.
Yeah.
It's
just rent a cabin and go up there for Christmas.
It's crazy because we grew up toward like by Rancho Cucamonga.
Yeah.
And I remember like in 2006 or whatever, they opened the Victoria Gardens. And I didn't know, but since coming out here, that's the same person who built the Victoria Gardens. So it's like the same.
The Grove?
Yeah. The Grove, yeah. So and they had fake snow and everyone was like, it was like a big deal. And it was funny because even though if you drive out.
Rick Caruso.
Rick Caruso, okay. So he built Victoria Gardens. I think
dude,
so.
That guy's like
fuck you, Hulk.
So I was trying to they had like a tree lighting ceremony and shit, and like through a folly of errors.
Do they light fireworks when they do that?
They do have fireworks.
Okay, because sometimes it's like, dude, what's going on outside?
So
you know?
man, it was like,
they lit the tree.
I was very pissed because we were trying to get there early. Power is not involving me. I was waiting to fucking meet up with my ex and the kid, and like we got there late, and I was like, okay, cool. So this isn't. And they weren't letting anyone in, and I was like, all right. So we ended up watching like you could kind of see the tree from where we were in the parking garage, and they're trying to shoot us off. And then after the fireworks, before the fireworks, they had like a drone display, which is fucking dope. Like I've never actually seen one of those. You see it in like videos from like
like when they make shapes.
There's just also like it just sounds like a swarm of bees like zzz. I'm like, what the fuck is this? And all of a sudden like they turn on, it says Happy Holidays brought to you from Rick Caruso, and all of a sudden they start moving around and it turns into fucking Santa Claus and he smiles and he's got blue eyes and shit, and then it turns into a Christmas tree and a train and all this shit. It was a trip, man. It was like, even though the night went to shit, that was like worth it in its own, like, you know, sense, because like at least we saw something cool, but like
then you're driving home and you start thinking John Connor, you know, like,
for real
with the drones, because we didn't know what those were at first, and now we have them. We're just flying them around, you know, national theme parks.
Dude,
like, I think so much of technology has changed like so fast, even like for our generation, even having like not having the internet and then having it and all this stuff, and then the cell phones, and then like now drones and like self-driving cars and like all this shit just fucking
that's
like,
trippy. You see those self-driving cars now?
Yeah.
what was it?
Yeah.
Ran by Jaguar.
I didn't even notice that till
I was
he
like, look,
pointed it out.
no driver.
Yeah.
And he's like, what are you talking about? That's Google. I'm like, no, look.
No, it looks like
Yeah.
a fucking stormtrooper.
I was like,
car
what
with,
is this
an
Yeah.
time? I was
R2
like,
on
what is
top
this
and
shit? Time
yeah.
cop? I was
Yeah.
like,
Or those little
Time
robots
cop.
that deliver
Yeah.
food.
Yeah.
Those are
Yeah.
adorable, by the
Yeah.
way.
Right?
Yeah.
I've seen homeless people ride on top of those.
No, they always fuck with those.
I have
things, yeah.
videos of that.
I always
Yeah.
like feel so bad. I'm like, good luck, little buddy. Like, I hope
Yeah.
you get to your little destination because someone's gonna fucking try to rob you or
Yeah.
fucking steal all
Yeah.
of you.
the first time I saw one of those in our neighborhood, like I was just coming home from work and I was putting like my bag on and everything, and then next thing you know, that thing came in front of me. I was like, "What the fuck is
Yeah.
this?" You know, I was like, "Whoa!"
Like a remote control car.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you ever use one like for an app? Like when
No,
get
I got
food
kind
or
of scared because someone posted on Instagram, like there was a homeless dude like sitting bare ass on one of them,
Oh,
and I was
really?
kind of like, I'm not ordering my food from there, man.
I don't
was
know
like,
what
yeah.
places deliver. I think Toy Tie does that
Yeah.
on Sunset, but like, yeah, when I first started seeing those, like my kid, loved robots. Dad, robot. So like we
Robot,
pull,
yeah.
pull around and go check it out. Then I move into my neighborhood now. They're fucking just everywhere. Just
Yeah.
it's like
Yeah.
You
know
don't
what I
see the person like behind them controlling them anymore.
Mm-mm.
There used to be a person. I used to say, "Oh, look, they're controlling
Oh,
them
really?
at the
Mind of
beginning."
its
Yeah,
own.
they would be on a black scooter,
We're witnessing.
and then they'll like move it and help that. Then all of a sudden, like, there's nobody over there. I guess they were
Interesting.
helping like
for those little robots.
scan the route or something.
Yeah.
Yeah,
We're
There's
witnessing-
definitely like a person controlling it.
Yeah, like a
because
control center.
I had it
Yeah.
once where I used one. I accidentally like got one for pizza delivery, and it was like your pizza's being delivered by a robot. I was like, oh fuck. I'm like, I don't want to wait for a robot because you have to because a human
Yeah.
will go up to your apartment
Yeah.
and drop it off, knock on the door, whatever.
Yeah.
You can't. They can't
It's-
go up if
it
they start
starts
going
talking like
upstairs.
Johnny
then
Five.
That'd be cool.
Yeah.
yeah. Like we're not there yet, so I was like,
Yeah.
oh fuck, I gotta go downstairs and get this pizza.
Yeah.
The whole point is I wanted to be lazy as fuck, so that's why I
Yeah.
ordered it.
yeah.
And so
like
then
I don't
go
trust
out
this
there,
robot.
and like it wasn't there, and I'm like, yeah, like I got a call from like the operator guy who's like
Mhm.
controlling it, and I'm like, yeah,
Okay.
like I'm out front and like I don't see the little robot anywhere, and he's like, oh okay, well he must be around the corner, and then so you could hear him like controlling it somewhere. So I don't know if they like
Oh, okay, so it's like
if
playing
they're
a
like
game?
they have like the video like
Yeah.
feed, and then they're at some like place where they have like a bunch of people just like droning them, like
Yeah.
driving them around. But yeah, it's definitely it's interesting to see that around, and I can't
Yeah.
imagine what
It's
the
cool.
next
That's
phase
fun.
of that.
It's gonna be
to
crazy
watch,
when
yeah.
like the actual Terminator's delivering
No.
your pizza.
Yeah, yeah.
You don't
Did
tip
see
them.
the,
Yeah.
like,
Glasses
Yeah.
Happy
Yeah.
Wheels, like
Fucking-
with my money.
I'm like the future's
No
too
tip.
much.
Yeah,
like was it Boston Robotics or something like that? Like
Mm.
have the fucking like real robots that do backflips and all that kind
Yeah.
of shit. That's kind of creepy.
yeah.
What is it?
Boston Dynamics.
Boston Dynamics, yeah. I saw some like news article with that guy, and he was talking about like he was saying that his robots are more advanced than Tesla's robots, and Tesla's trying to fucking compete. But like
Oh,
both
yeah,
of them,
right?
like the missing piece of the puzzle is the robot brain isn't where it needs to be yet.
because
It's
they're
just, like,
developing it. It's like
Yeah.
teaching a baby how to do
Yeah.
everything, right?
which is
Yeah.
like super scary because it's just like, okay, like we've seen Terminator and we're still pushing towards this. Like I do not understand that. Like
Yeah, I don't see any safeguards for like all the AI that's going on right now,
Yeah.
and all like even the self-driving. I think getting that tech or making that technology like come to life is not the hard part. I think it's putting the guardrails in to like make sure it doesn't like do anything we don't want it to do.
No
Right.
free
Like-
thinking.
Yeah.
Like there was that one movie that came out not too long ago. It was like on Netflix or something, but it was basically like all the Tesla cars
Mhm.
like fucking ended up like trying to kill everybody and like
Oh, I
crashing
heard about
themselves.
that.
and
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah.
That's that.
Yeah, I forget the movie was.
It's like it's produced by the Obamas or something like that.
Yeah.
But it shows like like if someone hacked into that and if it's all run on a computer, like there's a computer system somewhere and like everything can be hacked, like
Yeah.
like nuclear missiles, all that
Yeah,
shit. Everyone's like trying to
definitely.
like get into
What-
that all the time. So it's like
Definitely.
The bridge that fell down with the boat, they said that was it a cyber attack or something was malfunctioning with the
yeah,
system.
again, I mean,
but they were
that's-
able to
someone hacked
like
into the boat.
they knew
Yeah.
like really
Yeah.
quick saying close the bridge, something's wrong with the boat
Mhm.
too, and then unfortunately there was like less than what could have been more people that could have got really
Yeah.
hurt from that bridge
It's when the-
collapsing.
When the robot starts learning on its own.
But that was like the
Yeah.
same thing. Remember the
Yeah.
boat comes onto the shores, like that boat's getting closer or whatever, you know.
Yeah.
You ever see Chappie?
yeah,
Yeah, it's kind of like that. Remember how they had to teach the robot like a baby, like
yeah,
so it like grew
Yeah.
up.
yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of
It's,
like that, and then it starts just learning on its own.
Johnny Five.
So it's like
Yeah, 95. Yeah,
He got
So-
struck by lightning, right? Some shit.
Johnny Five.
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah. That's why you get a short circuit, man.
Yeah.
Well, supposedly all those robots they're making is just to do warehouse stuff, pick up the box, put it in the shelf. I watched a couple of videos.
That's how it
When they
starts.
start
Exactly.
introducing.
Yeah.
That's how it starts.
Then you get
And
more
pretty
bodies.
soon,
Yeah.
Putting the
pretty
bodies
soon
in
you're
the
gonna have
coffins.
pretty soon you have a robot cutting your hair. And
For
then,
sure. Robot
Yeah.
and fucking.
They're making those
nanny.
already. You just
Yeah.
put your head through the thing and then it just goes around.
Fuck that.
I don't
No,
know
thank
if I would
you.
ever trust
Yeah.
that.
No.
Yeah.
One glitch and
Don't worry. You guys will be employed forever.
Yeah.
Hopefully.
As long as I have hair.
I knew we
Yeah.
were recession proof until the pandemic came.
Yeah.
We weren't pandemic proof.
No, remember when I was sneaking in getting fucking like, bootleg haircuts.
Oh wait, everyone knows.
Yeah.
there was many of
Doing
them.
push-up contests.
Or like
and
pirates,
fucking-
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
we're-
like something to think about, like the jobs that won't be around. I think cutting hair will always be around. I think
Yeah.
people,
Yeah.
like even a simple job is like bartending or serving or something like
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
I feel like there's the whole interaction, the human interaction is 90% of that job.
Yeah.
Bartending
Like,
especially
there's,
is like
there's
You
multiple
need
types of
human
therapy.
interaction.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Your
I know-
bartender's a therapist.
I-
Your hairdresser's a therapist.
Yeah. I
Your
know a
comic
lot of
is a
people.
therapist.
Yeah.
I know a lot of people who don't like any human interaction, and I'm
Yeah.
like, you know
Super
what?
introvert.
You actually have to just get used to that. You have to, even though like when there's sometimes you need a break from people,
Yeah.
you still need to interact with
Because
people.
we saw that
That's
during
what's
the
gonna heal
pandemic,
you.
right?
Yeah,
For sure.
We saw people not having human interaction.
Yeah.
Now they're afraid of human interaction.
yeah,
Where like when we started
that's the-
getting human
that's kind of the
interaction, we
problem
were
with,
kind of
like-
like, hey, I gotta go
Yeah.
lock in because that was too much energy for one day.
Yeah.
yeah.
Like, because like the way we've kind of turned as a society, it's just like it's okay to not be okay and be like an introvert and just stay inside. It's like, no, it's fucking not. You're creating like a psychopath. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's just like you gotta kind of push past that.
Come on,
shit,
that's
'cause,
how
like,
serial killers are
Yeah, for
born.
real,
Don't you
though. I
watch
mean, like,
scary
yeah.
movies?
Yeah.
Exactly. Just like
Yeah.
Why we watch them.
We're just like,
Yeah,
oh,
this is
just
why we
babying
watch
and,
them.
coddling people. It's just like, no, fucking shake it off. Get some
Yeah.
tough skin. Go fucking interact because you're a person on this planet with other people.
Mhm.
You need to be able to communicate with them because like this whole weird shit, like
Yeah,
I got a guy I work with that doesn't like he just fucking like stares when we walk by him and say hi, just fucking like he's a psychopath. And it's just,
Yeah.
that's weird as fuck
yeah.
that you operate like that and
You
like
gotta be nice with that guy. You know?
Yeah.
I'm gonna be the first
Yeah.
person he shoots when he brings the gun to work.
Yeah.
For sure.
Oh
I think
man,
there's like two sides of that coin though. Like I think like if you're in a bad mood or you don't want to talk to somebody, sometimes like that can like
Yeah.
really make you feel better if you talk to the right person,
Yeah.
you know, like,
Yeah.
oh, like you just like some little old lady walking on the street and she's like,
Yeah.
oh, hey, how's it going? You know, you have like
Yeah.
just a really
Yeah.
nice
yeah,
conversation or something like really uplifting or something. It can get you're out of your mindset.
yeah,
But then it can also go the other way. It could be like really happy, and then all of a sudden you talk, someone says something fucking stupid and crazy or be rude, to you,
Yeah.
and then it
Yeah.
ruins your day. So it's like there's two sides of it too. So
totally.
Like you can't say certain jokes or whatever. I was
Yeah.
like, no, that was obviously a joke. You know? It was an Irish joke, you know?
yeah. Yeah, there's I mean, there's definitely a balance between all of it. Because I'm
Yep.
kind of like reclusive too, so like sometimes like that.
Yeah.
But again, when I have to be out or go and meet people or talk to
Mhm.
people, I always try to like make the best of it or try to find something or learn something new from somebody.
Definitely.
You know? And
I think that's how we all evolve, though. If we're like in a business or any kind of service where we're just communicating with people, like what you guys are doing right
Yeah.
now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is a therapy too.
yeah,
So like anything where you're just interacting, it's all evolving. It's how we all evolve.
yeah, it's definitely
Yeah.
the only way to really better yourself or better
Mhm.
understand the people
Yeah.
that are around you. Is
Mhm.
talking to
Definitely.
them.
Same with us. Like we,
Yeah,
more of the person we interact, we ended up evolving, and we started morphing into these
yeah,
things. You know?
These caricatures.
Power
Started
Rangers
morphing
now.
into things,
Power
yeah.
Rangers.
Yeah. Yeah. But they say like you can read all the books you want, but the best book to master is yourself. That's the one book you can master. That's the hardest one.
I 100% agree.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
Still trying.
Yeah, it's a never-ending story.
Yeah.
Ooh.
yeah.
Dang.
Turn
Nice 80s
around.
plug.
Yeah, Valcar. Trail.
Tree, yeah.
It's like
man.
that's why we live on planet Earth, man, because we're all different.
We're all
you know?
different,
Yeah.
man.
We're all different.
We're all different, but we all have similar,
Yeah.
you know.
We all bleed red.
We're all
man.
made from stardust.
Yeah, we have
Yeah.
the same color
All
blood.
we
Unless
are
our
is
blood starts
dust in
coming
the
out
wind, dude.
Yeah.
Dust, wind. Huh.
Damn, what movie is
Dude.
that?
Every
Ooh,
rose
fucking,
has a thorn.
That's
Dust.
old school.
Oh, Ted and Bill and
Yeah.
Ted.
Yeah, Bill and Ted's
Oh.
excellent invention.
yeah,
Yeah.
Ted and Bill.
Ted and Bill. Yeah, Ted and Bill.
Eric and Tony's excellent.
Yeah.
So
Definitely
this is
Bill and
the
Ted.
part of the podcast we like to ask our guests, like, what stuff, we kind of talked about it already, but any like Instagrams or like, you know, a website for a movie that you have coming out, or place that you do your business, that you do haircuts, or if you want to, you know, anything you want to promote or tell anybody that's coming out in the future.
Just be ready for an influx in business, because you'll probably be getting, like,
I was always
your
say
phone blown up.
underscore hair Jordan #4.
Yeah.
Underscore hair Jordan #4.
Mm-hmm. And I'm James Herbs.
And then for us, we're not like walk-in. I mean, sometimes it's hit or miss, but it's like a very rare.
Right. You guys are booked pretty much
just
all
like
the time.
text us and we'll put you in the books, or like DM us on
hit the gram
Instagram.
up.
Yeah.
And
We have a JQ. Was it JQ hair?
Yeah, it's on.
Yeah, so funny you guys
hair.
haven't gotten followed back yet.
Yeah. We have a JQ
So
hair.
we had
Really?
podcast.
I did, yeah.
That's how active we
So
are on that
brought
one.
you
You
on
know,
and call you out.
you know, we actually
is there a
got
reason
that?
why I haven't been followed back yet?
The reason why we have that is because so we can have a Yelp,
Yeah.
Interesting.
and that's just so we can just have something on Yelp or whatever. And,
Gotcha.
and we're not even very active on Yelp anymore.
Yeah. Yeah.
We're more active on our personal account. So like, just message us on that, because we work for ourselves. We don't have a front desk or anything, or it's just like we're not there waiting because
we don't have a
want
boss.
other. We have other
you're your
stuff
own
that
boss.
We're our own
exactly.
boss. Yeah.
We have other stuff we want to work on, or like
We just want to
whatever.
do other shit with.
Or we're just trying to go to the gym, or just walk,
Yeah.
or just sleep.
Yeah.
Like
Do
we're never
movie,
110%
Right.
anymore, right, Tony?
Stuff like that.
Solid 70.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, I was telling them about Dylan, like, you know, because they know I got Dylan going by them to get haircuts and shit when he was still cutting his hair, but now he's fucking gone years without a haircut.
I haven't seen him.
He lives
since.
in North Hollywood now.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, moved over the hill.
Yeah, because I saw him last week and I was like, dude, where you, like, when are you moving back? He's like, I've been back. I've been here for like since, like, for years now. Like, and he's like, I just live in North Hollywood and I just like don't come over this side of the hill anymore. I'm like, oh well, but
North Hollywood's come up though. There's a lot of cool spots up there. Yeah.
There's still just the traffic, man. I mean, like, I'm really happy being back over on this, like, in Hollywood,
because you're like in the.
I'll
middle
get people
of
canceling on rainy days. They're like coming from Silver Lake or wherever, and they're like, hey, I hear it's gonna rain tomorrow. Can I cancel my appointment? Because I really don't want to drive in the rain on that side of town. Yeah,
bitches.
It's a real thing. Yeah, like I'm like, okay.
Before
At least you didn't tell me like an hour before.
When we first started, we were commuting for like 7 years.
Yeah, we're commuting like an hour.
That's crazy.
A day.
But we did it
there and back. But we drive like non-traffic out, which was great. You know.
Now we've been living out here 4 years.
That's crazy. It's
look, Mom, I made it. No.
Epicenter.
Yeah.
And then what about the movie? When can people expect to see maybe some clips of that?
We're hoping like 2025.
2025. Yeah. The whole goal is to get the filming done this year and all the editing next year.
Do you guys have a name for it yet?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is it? You want to?
Can we say it?
Or you don't have to if you don't want to. We don't have to say it.
We can.
The Untitled Quemada Brothers.
Yeah.
We have keep DMing these guys.
We have shorts coming out.
We have shorts coming out.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah. Shorts are gonna come out. That's gonna kind of get people to see that we're serious.
You want to hire us for DJ? We're kind of like If you want, we're mostly in costume. You know.
We're into the horror.
We play everything.
Genre.
Man, we even talk about that on the podcast. You fucking two clowns, and we went to see.
Exactly, we're like clowns with skeletons.
Oh, the Cyber Sale. We'll do
real quick.
I'm sorry. Okay, real
late,
quick.
but like the week I got back from our honeymoon.
Yeah,
you got tickets.
Freshly married, Tony.
Freshly married.
Fucking the Roxy right
his
over
first
here.
day as an adult.
His kind of different.
Haven't
you know,
hung
his
out with anyone.
posture's different.
First time, going out in public.
He's holding
as
his
a married
jacket
man and
different.
shit.
He has like that.
Well, I only
That
told my
husband
dad
walk.
because it was cold. This is October. It was like the second week of October.
And you remember
their
Halloween?
favorite month
We always
is Halloween.
look,
Yeah,
we
so
kind of.
these dudes are fucking like decked out. Another buddy, the four of
Our
us
buddy
together.
Keith,
comes. This guy has like medical grade fucking weed, like stronger than any shit you get at a dispensary. And we blaze like at least like a joint each. We smoked like 4 joints, drink a couple beers at the shop.
Yeah.
And then Keith and Tony come in like a little
We're
early.
all painting our faces.
And they're like, you guys are not even
skeleton.
ready yet? Like whatever, like, oh whatever, we're gonna go smoke a joint without you guys first. I'm like, okay. That's
and
how
we're
it
all
starts,
painting our
you know?
faces like skeletons and shit. Cause you know he's all Tony's like,
so like
Tony's like, wow, you guys are really
it's like
about
Day
it.
of the
Like,
Dead too. It's
I'm
like the first or second day of Day of the Dead.
I remember
Roxy.
I said like you guys should be feeling privileged about this because you're spending a Halloween weekend with us.
Yeah.
I was very honored to be in the presence for that.
Yeah.
Sacred fucking week for you guys. But me and Keith, just another like, white dude, middle aged and shit, are just like not in full costume and shit, not wearing any face makeup and stuff. So we're smashing these joints, get a couple beers, we're at the Roxy. It's Cypress Hill playing the album I bought when I was in like 2nd grade. So I'm kind of tripping out on this, right?
We're all blown.
Also,
and it's cool because it's like an intimate venue.
And like one hit in that joint, you're fucked
secondhand smoke
you know
when
how
you
you
walk
get kind
in.
of stuck sometimes when you're high? I'm just like that, like watching this show. And I'm like, grinning from ear to ear. And then all of a sudden, fucking like these 2 guys come over and I completely forgot they're wearing like skeleton face makeup.
Now
and
he's
shit. I'm like, I could just like, and I never felt like such an old man in my entire life because like I was hot. I took my jacket off. It's folded over my shoulder. I looked like fucking Mr. Rogers. And
shit. He was
like,
all proper. He's like,
I'm all stoned. Jordan's all tapping me on the show. He's like, Jimmy, look at Tony. He's freaking out. He's like this the whole time.
Yeah.
Didn't fucking move from his
I was just kind of stuck. Like, I was enjoying myself, but on the outside, it looked like I was fucking having like
exactly.
If you're dropping off your kid or something.
He's like,
for the show to get over.
I was like, hey, Tony, what's up? Are you having fun? He looks at me and I'm going close into him and he's going like,
like, what the
fuck is this little skeleton
it's like,
man?
You're like, when you come in from like being outside in the sun, it takes your second, your eyes a second to adjust. I was like, who the fuck is that skeleton man talking to me right now? Like, oh, I came with these guys. I forgot they wore this makeup. I saw him put them on. I had to fucking put it all together and shit.
Yeah.
The best part after seeing him, he was like, I was thinking like, if I would walk out, would they notice?
It's like, because I parked my car at the shop and I think we like all carpooled or took an Uber or something.
Yeah,
we
Ubered.
Yeah, I can't leave because I was like at that point, when you're too high in public and you're like, I should just go home right now.
Yeah.
I was about to fucking like, just vacate premises and shit.
Evacuate.
And like, I was just like,
I didn't even realize how blown I was till we started walking out. When we left, I was like, holy shit, dude. I could imagine how Tony was.
You're high when like you feel like a...
That's another thing too. I didn't smoke for the whole 10 days I was on like my honeymoon. So it was the first time smoking again. I just go back into it like I'm, a
shotgun
champ. Fuck myself. All right. Side note. I'm at Tony Klein Comedian on Instagram.
Tony Klein.
Wrapping this show up. Eric,
you can find this podcast on Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube under the Eric and Tony Show. If you want to support this show, go to the ericandtonyshow.com. Buy yourself a beer mug so you can watch the show and drink a beer with us while we're doing this goofy ass show. Every Monday we post the full episode on YouTube, and then every single day we post 60-second clips of the podcast, little teasers and stuff.
Yeah, it's cool.
So
I'm really proud of you guys, dude.
Yeah,
it's
I'm
cool.
proud.
Like,
This is
seeing,
really
like,
cool. Thanks
watching
for having
develop and like having us, it's really cool.
Yeah, man. Thanks for doing it.
Well, your inboxes will be flooded on the Instagram pages that you guys don't check.
Like Eric and Tony.
I'll add you guys on there. And then every Monday we post the full audio episode on Spotify. So
cool.
if you want to listen or want to watch or just want to get little 60-second clips of the show, check those spots out.
Is it on Tidal as well too?
On what?
Is it on Tidal? Okay, because Tidal supports third-party DJ apps. That's why I have Tidal. That's why I just
about to be on Tidal.
Yeah.
We love Tidal.
We take it back. We love you, Tidal. We were just joking.
Yeah. All right. Well, that's the episode. Thank you guys so much for
Thanks for
coming
having
out.
us.
It's been a long time.
This was
cool.
really
I'm happy
cool,
we
man.
finally got to
I'm
do
glad
it.
we got to do it. Hopefully we could do this again sometime.
Oh, of course.
Yeah.
Every guest is a return guest.
You guys have a
Open
theme song,
invitation.
Eric and Tony?
Yeah.
Not yet.
You guys can come up with one.
Yeah.
We should though.
Should
We should get a little Wayne's World one.
Yeah.
All right. Well,
Can we do the Scooby-Doo ending or
Yeah.
No.
does that happen? Is that a thing?
All right.
Let's
Let's just see who you really
Clue
are.
ending, yeah.